give yourself enough time to study. The key is that you want to resist the urge to rush, since that's often going to lead to repeated failures. A good rule of thumb is to plan for about 1 month of dedicated studying for every 5% improvement needed. So for example, let's say that you scored 55% on your NBME and you need at least 70% to feel confident. I would plan on having at least 3 months of dedicated focused study in order to get there. Obviously, some people it's going to be different, right? So some people are going to improve faster, some people improve more slowly. The key is that you don't want to put yourself into a bind in terms of your timeline, right? Like you don't want to say, oh my gosh, like my school gave me a month and so I have to do everything in a month, right? For some people, maybe that's all they need because they're really, really close to passing and they already know what it is that they need to do. If you're scoring really, really low, you might need more time. The key is that you set your timeline based off of the amount that you need to actually study, as opposed to some sort of external thing like, oh, well, my permit is going to expire, or my school tells me that I need to take my test by this time. Think about how much time you really need first and then work backwards from there. The next and one of the most important aspects of your retake is to rethink your study strategy. They say that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. They also say that for profound personal change, you need either inspiration or desperation. And frankly, desperation is one of the more powerful motivators that I've ever found in my life. As we talked about earlier, failing step 1 can be both devastating, but also be the catalyst that you need in order to really look honestly and change the things that weren't working before, but just like they were working well enough. If you failed step 1, the most common issue by far is that people tend to memorize as opposed to really understand it. Now, obviously there's a lot of reasons why people fail. I think one of the biggest challenges that people face when they are doing a retake on step 1 is to figure out truly what the problem is. There's the problems that we're aware of, and then there's the problems that we are blind to, right? That are our blind spots. In general, if we're aware of a problem, but we haven't solved it yet, it's a big problem because, you know, if I know about a problem and I haven't been able to fix it yet, it must be pretty challenging. The second kind of problem though is the kind of problem that I don't see. It's the blind spot. Those are actually the biggest problems because I haven't yet focused on them. I haven't yet been trying to fix them. And I think that that's a common issue for people that are studying for a retake is that, you know, what people will say is like, oh, I have a problem with motivation, or I don't have enough time, or I'm forgetting things, or I get stuck between 2 answer choices. And those are all true, but those tend to be more surface problems. The core problem for most people, in my experience, when I look at people that have failed their exam, is that they haven't really mastered the underlying concepts. They tend to focus more on memorization, and so they don't really understand it. Maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't. You wanna make sure that you're using active learning techniques. Examples of this would be, you actually try to teach concepts to other people, right? It's the Feynman technique is where you should be able to teach it to an intelligent, say like, you know, 4th grader. And if you can't do that, it means you truly don't understand it well enough. And if you're interested in an outside perspective, we offer free consultations for anyone who is looking for help in transforming their own study approach, either for step 1 or self-exams or step 2. The final thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna schedule your retake strategically. In general, I would recommend that you aim for an NBME scaled score of at least 65% or higher. So if you get a 65% for your scaled score, this should give you about a 95% chance of passing or better. If you get a 70% or higher, that should give you a 99% chance of passing. And so in general, because of A, the limits and the number of times that you can take step 1, as well as B, the importance of, you know, really showing residency programs that you've transformed your approach and that you are no longer a risk of, you know, failing your board exams once you get into residency, it's really important that you wait for retake until you're ready. As we said previously, you should expect about, if you're studying well, conservatively expect about a 5% increase per month of dedicated study. And so let's say that you're scoring below 50%, you might need 4 to 6 months of preparation in order to get to that, you know, 65 to 70% mark. If you're already scoring 50 to 60%, maybe you need 2 to 4 months. And if you're already scoring above 60%, you might only need a month or 2. So the key is that you want to make sure that A, you give yourself enough time, and B, that you track your progress with NBME exams to be confident in your retake. So if you failed step 1, remember that while there are some aspects moving forward that will be harder, it's also a fantastic opportunity to transform the arc of your career by addressing issues and blind spots we may have overlooked previously. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.